aspirants. Welcome to Jurisprudence, your legal friend, our series on the Criminal Procedure Code. In this episode, we will be diving into Chapter 2, which on the constitution of criminal courts and offices. Specifically, we will be exploring Sections 6 to 25A of the CrPC with key points and landmark judgments focuses. So let's get started. Chapter 2, Constitution of Criminal Courts and Offices, Section 6 to 25A. Section 6 of the CrPC establishes the hierarchy of criminal courts. It states that there shall be 5 categories of criminal courts in India, namely, the Supreme Court, High Courts, Sessions Courts, Judicial Magistrate First Class, and Judicial Magistrate Second Class. These courts have different levels of jurisdiction and handle cases accordingly. Key points to remember: Section 6 establishes the hierarchy of criminal courts, including the Supreme Court, High Courts, Sessions Courts, Judicial Magistrate First Class, and Judicial Magistrate Second Class. Moving on to Section 7, it defines the territorial jurisdiction of criminal courts. It specifies that the courts can exercise jurisdiction within the local limits as defined by the government. This ensures that each court operates within a specific geographical area and avoids any confusion regarding jurisdiction. Key points to remember: Section 7 defines the territorial jurisdiction of criminal courts, ensuring they operate within specific geographical limits. Section 8 talks about the appointment of judicial officers. It states that the government has the power to appoint judges, magistrates, and other judicial officers for the efficient functioning of the criminal justice system. These appointments are crucial for maintaining an independent and impartial judiciary. Key points to remember: Section 8 empowers the government to appoint judges, magistrates, and other judicial officers for an efficient criminal justice system. Section 9 of the CrPC discusses the qualification for appointment as a judge or magistrate. It lays down certain criteria that an individual must meet to be eligible for such positions. These qualifications are essential to ensure that only competent and qualified individuals are entrusted with the responsibility of dispensing justice. Key points to remember: Section 9 lays down qualifications for appointment as a judge or magistrate, ensuring competent and qualified individuals are entrusted with judicial responsibilities. Sections 10 to 14 of the CrPC deal with the composition and jurisdiction of the High Courts. They outline the structure, powers, and functions of the High Courts in the criminal justice system. These provisions are crucial as the High Courts play a significant role in the administration of justice at the state level. Key points to remember: Sections 10 to 14 discuss the composition and jurisdiction of High Courts, which play a significant role in the administration of justice at the state level. Section 15 focuses on the jurisdiction of the Sessions Courts. It states that the Sessions Courts have the power to try certain serious offenses that are beyond the jurisdiction of the lower courts. The Sessions Courts, headed by the Sessions Judge, serve as an important tier in the criminal court hierarchy. Key points to remember: Section 15 focuses on the jurisdiction of Sessions Courts, granting them the power to try serious offenses beyond the jurisdiction of lower courts. Section 16 to 25A of the CrPC pertain to the composition, powers, and functions of the lower courts. These include the Judicial Magistrate First Class and the Judicial Magistrate Second Class. These courts handle less serious offenses and play a crucial role in the administration of justice at the grassroots level. Key points to remember: Section 16 to 25A pertain to the composition, powers, and functions of lower courts, namely, the Judicial Magistrate First Class and Judicial Magistrate Second Class. To recap, Chapter 2 of the CrPC provides a comprehensive framework for the constitution of criminal courts and offices in India. Sections 6 to 25A establish the hierarchy of courts, define their jurisdiction, lay down qualifications for judicial appointments, and outline the powers and functions of these courts. Now, let's move on to some landmark judgments related to Chapter 2. One of the landmark judgments related to the constitution of criminal courts is the case of State of Bihar versus Ramesh Singh. In this case, the Supreme Court held that the appointment of judges must be made on the basis of merit and without any extraneous considerations. This judgment emphasized the importance of an independent and impartial judiciary. Another significant case is Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India. Although this case primarily dealt with the right to personal liberty under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, It had a significant impact on the constitution of criminal courts. The Supreme Court emphasized the importance of fair and just procedures in criminal cases and reaffirmed the principles of natural justice. Additionally, the case of Lalita Kumari versus Government of Uttar Pradesh is worth mentioning. In this case, the Supreme Court held that registration of ANFR is mandatory in cognizable offenses, and the police cannot refuse to register ANFR if the information discloses the commission of a cognizable offense. This judgment ensured that the lower courts and police follow the due process of law. These are just a few examples of landmark judgments that have shaped the constitution and functioning of criminal courts in India. It is important to stay informed about such cases as they influence the interpretation and application of the CrPC. That concludes our discussion on Chapter 2 of the CrPC, highlighting the key points and landmark judgments. Remember, a robust and effective judiciary is the backbone of any legal system. Thank you for watching this video on Chapter 2 of the Criminal Procedure Code. We hope this simplified explanation has helped you understand the key points of this section. For more information, please refer to the Code of Criminal Procedure and consult legal experts when needed. We hope this overview has provided you with a deeper understanding of this important legal provision. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more educational content on law and various legal topics.